I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for a lady. I've been looking for a best friend. I've been looking for the one that can save me.
Hello and welcome to the stream today. And today we have a little bit of excitement on the what of the program. It's gonna be quite the exciting stream, and let's get right into it. Righty, here we are in Nepal, Kathmandu International Airport, which is the main international airport in Nepal. And I have myself a Cessna Grand Caravan sitting somewhere on the apron. Not sure what parking spot this is, but it's sitting right here on the apron. Okay, and plan of action today is we're going to head out towards the famous Lukla International, not Lukla International, but Lukla Airport in the mountains. Now, I've only done one practice approach, and needless to say, it was quite the approach, and I'm curious to see what's gonna come of this, because I wouldn't want to go and end up flying off the end of a mountain or something like that. Okay, but let's get right inside and start our journey. Okay. Now, I did read up a little bit on the Cessna Grand Caravan, but I'm not sure if the numbers that I got are actually accurate, because I got some numbers and I was like, well, what? This doesn't make sense. But I'm going to use those numbers when it comes to the actual flying. Oh, doesn't look like I have the numbers here, but anyway, that's the plan. Okay, so we're gonna assume we've done the walk around, make sure aircraft is looking good, nothing is out of the ordinary, and then we're gonna begin the flight. So first of all, make sure fuel is on. Actually, before we continue, let's just load up some passengers, because it's quite lonely in here. So I'm gonna load up quite a few passengers. We're taking them into the mountains for skiing holiday. Some of them actually are gonna go climb Mount Everest. So it's gonna be quite an interesting flight. So if we do not make it in, well, at least we tried. We tried. Okay, let me know how everything is going. I did notice the sound yesterday was a little bit weird. Today it might be a little bit clearer. And hopefully it's a little bit clearer for you guys, because I don't want to watch this back and I'm confused at what is going on. Right. So we've loaded up some passengers. Fuel is on. I'm gonna turn the master switch on. Fuel ignition on. Standby avionics. Okay. Just gonna turn the avionics on. And we're gonna start the engine. Okay, this should be all the way back. And let's go. So parking brake is set. Let's start the aircraft now. Low idle. Oh, put the lights on. It looks like we have a good start. Gonna start off. Ignition will go to normal. Fuel boost to normal as well. And then I'm gonna keep it low idle for now. And then once we get onto the runway, we will bring it up to high idle. Okay, in our flight plan now, origin is going to be the Victor November Kilo Tango. That is oh, there we go. Okay, so Victor November Kilo and Tango. Okay, and then en route we have one waypoint because we cannot go direct to the Lukla because it's nestled within the mountains. So we have one waypoint. I'm just gonna pull that up now, just to make sure we have the right waypoint, because I did make a little bit of a plan, and funny enough, I don't have it right here. I think it closed up. Huh. Where is my plan? Okay, so waypoint was Victor November Papa Lima. So Victor November Lima. Victor November Papa Lima. Okay, that's it, and then our destination will be Victor November Lima Kilo. So Victor November Lima Kilo. So Lukla. There we go. Alrighty, flight plan is set. I'm just gonna configure the VNav here. It doesn't look like it's wants me to configure it. And then I know the airfield elevation is 9,200, so planned cruising altitude of 10,000, fraction 11,000. And then from there we'll see how it goes. Okay. Just want to check I can change these units to something else. Oh, it doesn't look like I can change it here. See, options, alternate to the passwords. There we go. It looks like today is a perfect standard day. 1013, so we don't need to worry about QNH now. What's up, Christian? Been a while, man. Welcome to the stream, man. Today we're going to Lukla. We want to see if we can make it into the freaking airport. Okay, everything is set up here. I'm gonna pull up the chart. Now, one thing with the chart is, as you'll see, is the chart is sideways. So, if you have a look here, look at that. The chart is sideways, so you guys are gonna have to read it sideways as well. Here, airfield diagram. Look at that. Is there an airfield diagram on this chart? Oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. How do I move in this direction? Okay, so we are parked on the domestic apron here. So I expect to taxi via taxiway 1 towards holding point runway 20. And then from holding point runway 20, we'll depart to the south, and then there will be a left-hand turn towards the northeast. Okay. So that's a pre-departure briefing completed. If we have any issues, we'll just reject the takeoff. We have one engine. So anything before rotation, close power, brakes, and then vacate the runway. And then anything after rotation, if we have runway, well, we'll just pitch for... Oh, we can just full flap, put her down, and anything after rotation with insufficient runway, I honestly do not have any idea what the surroundings here look like, but we'll try and put it down somewhere. Okay, and just to make things a little bit more interesting, I'm gonna throw in some random failures. So I have my random failures set up here on the side, and we're going to try and see if something is going to come up. Okay, so at this point we're going to be taxiing via taxiway 1, which is right here, towards runway 20. Okay, clear to left, clear right. Taxi light can come on, and parking brake can come off. And let's roll. Laps are set. Hey, get out of the way. I love how they'll just rock up right when you're about to taxi, or right when you're landing. A fuel truck pulls up on the runway. Now look at this chick. Alright, let's just try and go around. Okay, and I'm doing this flight offline just because of the amount of stuff that I've put in here. I don't want to mess up with people's ATC. I'm just going to keep it as it is now. Okay, before takeoff, I'm just going to turn my lights on now so I do not forget. And then we can set our transponder to alt. Hope we don't hit our wing into this thing. Okay, looks like we're gonna take an intersection here. And wait a minute, from what I'm seeing, the wind is actually favoring 02. So we'll have to change the briefing now. It's gonna be a right-hand turn after departure. We're gonna take taxiway 5. Now this isn't live weather, right? Live weather right now is ridiculous. It's thunderstorms in the area, and of course you wouldn't be going out flying. So I just threw on a weather preset, and well, that's what we're gonna use for now. Okay, I can turn my lights back off. I thought I was going to take off instead. Okay. Try and pull up the caravan numbers. So I know that I'm operating the aircraft within the limits. Okay, get us back onto that yellow line. Now the good thing about this G1000 as opposed to the Arrow last time is you can actually see there's synthetic vision, so it does help with situation awareness and terrain avoidance. But as with anything, you always back it up with something else. You can't just fly it on what's it called, on just synthetic vision. Otherwise you're gonna end up with some weird things. You're gonna fly into a mountain. Okay, I got the numbers pulled up here, and I just want to know what the takeoff thrust will be. Okay, engine limitations. Okay, so maximum takeoff will be let's see, 1865. The torque, and then maximum climb will be 765 on the ITT. Okay, so once we're airborne, we'll bring the ITT back to 765. Okay, for all of you that are just joining now, the plan today is to go from Kathmandu International towards Lukla, the world's most famous airport. I think Lukla is the most famous behind St. Martin. I know St. Martin with the planes approaching right over the beach is quite famous, but not Lukla famous. Okay, so I'm going to assume ATC has given us clearance to enter backtrack, line up and wait. So we're going to enter backtrack, line up and wait, runway 02. Just going to bug the heading just so I don't forget. But which one do you think is the most popular airport? Just leave it in the chat there and we'll see which side wins. Because I personally think Lukla is the most famous. I think it's because when I was growing up, that's one of the first extreme airports that I saw. So that's what I took as famous. Lovely looking airplane. This is a paint job for Nature Air. This is the ocean version. That's just where we're going. Oh geez, she's running away. Okay. So let's line up using as much runway as possible because I know this aircraft is like failing on me, especially when I add some random failures. I've overshot the line. But once again, after departure, it's going to be a right-hand turn. And we'll be climbing 1000. Okay, so what do we give? Lights, camera, action. Things looking good. Let's go. So 1850 is what I'm looking for on the torque. Yep, there's 1850. P's and P's are in green. Airspeed's alive. And we're adding a little bit of right rudder. Okay, looks like we lost our airspeed. Well, unfortunately, we cannot continue without our airspeed. So let's have a look here. I'm gonna check the failures now. Oh yeah, looks like our pitot blocks right on takeoff. So I'm gonna assume we hit a wasp or something, and we got a pitot blockage. Okay, let's try again and see if it works. Hopefully clear the failures, because I know whenever I try clearing the failures, it has issues. No, it doesn't look like the airspeed is working. Alright. Well, that sucks. So I'm gonna reload the aircraft, and then, because it looks like it didn't clear the failures, but I'm gonna reload the aircraft, and then we'll see what happens. For now, you can just listen to some chill beats.
I don't think I can breathe. I just wanna be with you. Baby, won't you help me now? I don't think I can breathe now. I just wanna be with you late night, I'll be walking. Oh, it's always nice to see the stars as they shine all around. Walking while we're talking. For I was thinking you're the only star I see that wouldn't die.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got everything fixed and I'm not using failures anymore. For all of you that are just joining, how's it, Imran? Welcome to the stream. We're going from Kathmandu to Lukla airport and on runway 02 right now, ready for departure. Everything is set up here and we're good to go. Fuel is looking good and altitude needs to be set back up to 11,000 feet. Otherwise, we're gonna fly straight into a mountain. Okay, there we go. Let's get this show on the way, yeah? It's already had the issues. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit bright because Flight Simulator of late has been quite a bit overexposed. Might just change the time to a little bit early in the morning to compensate for that. Okay, here we go. Would you look at that? Well, nothing is working now. I think the failures broke the sim. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect the failures and I'm going to reload the aircraft. Okay, let's quickly reload it, and flight plan is gonna be loaded in the air. Whole point now is just to get the aircraft airborne. Okay, all is set again. I turned off all the failures, so well, that's not gonna be a part of the story. But let's just get the heading going. It's going to be a right turn towards east. So I do not know why the failures are acting up today. Usually they are not this touchy. Okay, so after departure it'll be a right hand turn onto a heading of east and we'll climb out at 110 knots. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go. Okay, T's and P's are in green. Power is set. High speed's alive. Gonna rotate at 70 knots. Okay, there we go. Okay, airborne. Yeah, I'm gonna climb out at 110. Maximum ITT is 760 according to what I have here. Okay, flaps can come up. I'm gonna start my right hand turn onto a heading of east. Bit of right rudder. As you can see, it's a little bit overexposed, but we'll just make do with what we have. Okay, I'm gonna plug the autopilot on for now as I set up the flight plan because it has been cleared twice because of the crashes. So heading, I'm gonna flight level change, pitch for 110, and I'll have the aircraft maintain these values for me. Okay, but it looks like we're going straight to a mountain. Okay, let's just make a right downwind departure, and then it'll be a left turn once we are well above these mountains. Now moving on to the flight plan. So our flight plan goes from VNKT. So VN. Just making sure we're not flying through a mountain as I'm looking down. The altitude we're gonna set to 1,000. And just keep in the valley here. Okay, Victor November, Kilo Tango. There we go. That's our origin. And then en route, it's Victor November Lima Papa. Okay, looks like we're coming up overhead these mountains overhead in front of us. Okay. Victor November Lima Papa. Okay, Victor November Lima. Papa. Or is it Papa Lima? I think it's the other way, it's Papa Lima. Oh, nope, not that one. It's the one on the left. You're just making sure. Papa Lima. There we go. Then from Papa Lima, destination is Victor November Lima Kilo. Okay, so I'm gonna set us on course to Victor November Papa Lima, and then I'm gonna set up the flight plan as we're going. Beautiful area. Jeez, look at how big Kathmandu is. And it's nestled right in this valley here. It's quite the big airport this. Okay, 765 is my maximum ITT. And you see the pink stuff there, that's a bug. So over here, if you have a look, there's pink in the cockpit. It's a bug with a new simulator, flight simulator got. Some say it's just a sick party. And over here, the Himalayas. I mean, I'm not the adventurous type, but I'd probably love to top the ice mountain in the world. I mean, who would want to put that? That's on everyone's bucket list. Okay, Victor November, Kilo Papa. Ah no, Lima Kilo. Lima Kilo. Kilo. There we go. Okay, flight plan is set. Let's have a look here. So we should be flying overhead some lower terrain towards the Upper Lima here, and then we'll follow the valley here because I don't know the real life procedures that they use at this airport, but I presume they follow that valley inside. And looks like the clouds are just above where we want them to be, so let's just keep things a little bit interesting and lower this cloud layer just a touch. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now the airfield elevation at Lukla, from what I checked, was 9,200 feet, which is quite ridiculous if you think about it. Hardly, I mean, some aircraft can't even get to 9,000, so you can imagine taking off from 9,000. Right. let's see if I can find some information. Oh, this is the transport. I want to find some information on the airport. And then we'll see how to go from there. But beautiful views. Honestly, I would love to fly here. Which what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it a little bit later in the afternoon. Yeah, that's about right. So it should be landing around sunset. Honestly, right now, engine failure, I do not know where we would go. But let's look at our options. So we have the engine failure right now. Probably go for the valley. Because usually in the valley there's a river. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to make it any easier. But as you can see, there's lots of trees up in the mountain. Oh, there's a river down there. So the river down there, a little bit of a low land, so it's a little bit easier to, I mean, it should be a little bit flat as well, so it should be a little bit easier to get on the ground, because trying to land on top of a mountain, well, that's going to be difficult. There's a road there, but you can see there's a lot of civilization around it, so you wouldn't want to end up flying into someone's house or flying into a car or something like that. But whenever I used to go on my long flights, that is what was always on my mind. So whenever I notice I'm chilling a little bit, you know, I start looking out for options in case anything goes wrong. And it's good practice, so that if you have any issues, you already know. So now, right now, if my engine fails, that's my number one option. Okay, I'm just gonna check if the weight. Oh yeah, the weight was updated. Now passengers back in. So we had. Oh, looks like we're getting some nice updrafts. Now the caravan can go up to, if I'm not mistaken, 25,000 feet. So this shouldn't be difficult for us. The only aircraft they do operate in Lukla are twin engine turboprops. So twin otters, and there's another one, I think it's the short. Not sure what aircraft type it is, but it looks weird. It looks like a duck. Okay, let's set some cruise power. Okay, so these power settings, I honestly, I'm just using what I learned from watching Steve-O One Canipo videos. So make sure the prop is 1750, ITT is looking good, temperatures and pressures are still good, fuel is good, and we are on the right track, altitude is good. Yep, can turn those landing lights off. Okay, but as you're flying, you're constantly looking for options, so down there would be a good option, but from what we saw, there's a riverbed just down here, so I'm judging from here, that looks like some flat land. Though those might be a few trees or bushes there. But if we aim for the river, that would make it at least more survivable. Jeez, these clouds look taunting. Okay. Just have a look at the numbers here. Okay, this doesn't show me my fuel flow, but this G1000 package is a work in progress according to Microsoft, so I'll just wait for when it's actually done, and then oh jeez. And then we'll see. Otherwise, I'll check if my fuel is enough to make it all the way to Lukla. Because I know this aircraft, I did set it to burn a little bit more than usual, just to simulate an older aircraft. And yeah. Okay, I'm trying to turn off the panel lights. Not sure where that switch is. This is cabin heat. It should be right here. Avionics. Air conditioning. Huh. Maybe not the lights. And this switch has always evaded me. I don't know. I keep finding it and I keep losing it. Though I don't usually fly the Caravan, so it keeps getting lost on its own. I'm not seeing it anyway. This is controlling the brightness of the avionics, so that's fine. And then, sort of the radio light. Okay, now I'm just gonna turn all the lights off. Oh, it's still stuck on. Well, in that case, alright. Now, flying in areas like this, in the mountains, some things you can expect are mountain waves. So if you have wind blowing across a ridge, so for example, if you have a strong wind blowing across a wind, actually, what am I saying? If you have a strong wind blowing across a ridge, what happens is, if this wind is stable, it's gonna flow over the ridge. Okay, so we don't have a good ridge here. Okay, so we have this ridge here. So what happens is, it will flow over the ridge and it will come down and it will form something known as mountain waves. And usually where you have these mountain waves, you have lots of turbulence, and you can't afford to be caught on the downside of the wave, because you're gonna have some good downdraft. They're gonna drive you straight into the ground. Geez, this is the lower side of the terrain. So I don't know what the upper side looks like. Okay, so plan is, once we get to our first waypoint here, we're gonna follow the valley up, and once we get so once we get here, we're going to follow the valley up. There's a little river just beyond our first waypoint, so I'm just going to follow that, and then once we're about 10 miles from the field, actually no, let's make that 6 miles from the field, we'll start looking out for that field and start the descent slowly towards 10,000, and then descend towards 9,000. That's the field elevation that I saw. Anyway, I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I can just put it up here just to find out. Yeah, 9,300 feet. So we'll descend to 10,300, which gives us about 1,000 feet above ground level. And then turning final, I'm just gonna set a reference here for myself. For minimums. So 9,800 is going to be my minimums. Just so that I do not descend below that as I'm turning final, because of the illusion that an uphill runway creates. Looks like we're on the downdraft side. If you have a look there, our airspeed is dropping and we're descending. I wonder what life is like here, though. Like, life in the mountains, it must be quite hectic. Because not a lot of stuff finds its way up the mountain. So, I mean, your network's gonna be great because you're pretty much on top of a mountain. Unless you're in the valley, then you're gonna have issues with the network. Okay, let's finish setting our minimum. So it's going to be 9,830 feet. So that's going to be about 500 feet off the landing threshold. It's going to take a while to set this. Oh jeez. Why the airfield have to be so high up? It looks like we're on an upwind side. Actually, let me just grab the wind just so we have a better idea of what's going on. So we have wind blowing across the ridge now. From this side. So as this wind goes over this ridge, it's going to lift us up. Same thing is going to happen when we cross this ridge here, because the wind is going to lift us up over the ridge. But on the other side now, we're going to have the opposite effect where the wind is actually sinking, which is going to cause a downdraft. How's it, Simpiwe? Welcome to the stream. We're in the mountains today. We're going to Lukla, one of the most famous airports. And I asked you guys to let me know, which airport do you think is the most famous? Because I think it's between Lukla and St. Martin, because of the, what is it? What's the word? What do you call something that's iconic? The iconosphere, or the iconicness of the airports. I'm still trying to set 9,300. It's taking me about 2 minutes already. Oh, it's 9,800. Not 9,000. And by the way, how's the audio today? Yesterday, I know it was a little bit weird. I worked out what the issue was. And hopefully it's much better today. Hopefully you guys can hear me very clearly. Okay, 9,830 is set. Ready. So we have 9,830. So when we get to 9,830, it's gonna call minimums, which will mean we are 500 feet. So we cannot descend below that before we get to the actual airport. But the views out here are stunning, just amazing. Oh wow, that looks amazing. Okay, see Conrad, you say St. Bart's is the most popular for you. Well, I honestly didn't know about St. Bart's until I started playing Flight Sim. To get to the riverbeds, because that's where the land is a little bit flat, but honestly, you don't have much. You don't have that many opportunities here. Okay, Mount Everest should be somewhere in that direction. I think it's that one peeking out behind the cloud, unless that's actually a glitch. So the most iconic is marijuana. Probably on the next stream I'll go by. But yeah, that's quite an iconic airfield. Okay. Now, there's no point in briefing the approach because there's only one runway. That's... Oh no, what I meant to say is the airport is one way. So you land one way, take off the other way. There's no going around. So I'm probably gonna give myself a point of no return. So let's just say 2 miles, or let's just make it 3 miles to the airport, is the point of no return. So actually no, let's make it 2 miles. 2 miles is about a good margin. So if by 2 miles to the airfield we are not stable, we'll turn around and try again. And if by 2 miles to the airfield we are quite stable, then we'll continue. So beyond that point, there's no going around. Okay, so looking at this right now, we're flying straight toward the cliff here. So I'm just gonna move my heading back and then we'll just go to the left of it here. Because it doesn't look like we're going to make it above that. Okay. So I'm just gonna shoot for this gap here. Actually, that looks like a better gap over to the left there. We still have the power to climb towards 12,000 or 15,000 if we need to. But the only worry about that is my passengers are going to need oxygen. Okay, look at the terrain here. It looks like it does get high a little bit beyond that. So my best bet would be to fly a little bit to the east, actually, to the south. So I'm gonna go to the right here. And so let me toss the autopilot off. Just give us some interesting. There we go. So autopilot is off. I'm gonna turn the flight director off as well. Just keep the map on, just so. Oh jeez. It's funny how this thing just goes out of trim instantly. So I ended up losing down. Okay, flight director can come off. Alrighty. Okay, I guess we're just barely gonna clear this ridge here, and then we can turn back on course towards our first waypoint, Papa Lima. And our ET is about 20 minutes towards Lukla, so get your popcorn ready, get in the microwave, because this is going to be one hell of a show. And what's funny is you find people living up here. They're living at 11,000 feet above sea level. I wonder if they get hypoxic just from living. Okay, so engine failure now. Honestly, I don't know. I just maybe dive to the right. But you don't have an option here. See, even at 11,100 feet, we're just barely clearing the hill. Or the mountain, the hill. And I'm gonna go around this ridge. And yeah, there's a guy. He lives at 11,000 feet above sea level. Okay, once we clear up this ridge, it's going to be a left-hand turn, follow the valley, the riverbed, actually. We're going to follow it up into Lukla. Now, I do have a map open on the other side here, just showing me what exactly I need to do, so that I don't end up flying into into the mountains or flying down the wrong valley, which is pretty much the same as flying into a mountain. This would be some epic flying, honestly, if I was to do this. Okay, so there's the river, if you have a look here, and we're going to follow that valley in specific. So where the river turns to the left, you're going to follow that valley up, and then it's going to take us straight towards the airport. Okay, but now we have to find it. This game, I just can't get over how beautiful this game looks. Though as you can see, the frames are struggling because there's a lot of stuff going on here. Now, as I was saying before, these guys that live up here in the highlands, I should expect them to be some of the most not most endurance, the most, what's the word I'm looking for? the longest runners in the world. So if they go to compete in the Olympics, well, it will be the longest, the best runners in the world, because they're always hypoxic in this case. Okay, so I'm looking at what suspicious looks to be the valley I'm looking for. So off to the left there. And then this airfield we're supposed to fly over should be just about our 2 o'clock. Now, I don't know where exactly it is. If I can find it, I wouldn't mind doing a touch and go there. Though my passengers are not going to be very happy with me. Okay, let's just go try and find it. Should be on top of the mountain, I presume. I'm not gonna descend because I don't trust the system. It looks like we're heading straight for the... Oh wow, this is just so intimidating. You can see the roads here. Honestly, getting from here to here must be such a struggle. Unless you own yourself a private helicopter. Well, then that wouldn't be that much of a struggle. Okay, and I feel the wind starting to kick a little bit. So, oh, jeez. What happened there? Oh, that was interesting. I'm just gonna find this, and I just want to have a look around me just to make sure I have enough space if I need to turn around. What you don't want to do is end up flying into a mountain trying to turn around. Okay, so right now, believe it or not, we're just 700 feet above circuit altitude. 10,900 feet. Okay. Oh, looks like I found our airfield. It's about our... Oh, it's in the valley. That's why I wasn't finding it. It's down in the valley. Okay, but let's just move on. Let's get back to the task at hand. So clear to the right. Maybe we can take off, come back and do a touch and go here on the way back. Okay. Now, the valley I'm looking for is this valley. So where the river forks off. Oh, geez. This is going to be difficult. It looks like it's the first valley to the left here, this valley here, and then the next valley will take us somewhere else. And I'm just going to confirm that... Oh jeez, we're descending. I'm just going to confirm that by checking where the river forks off. Ooh. Geez, the wind over these mountains. That's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so it looks like it's this valley just down here that we need to follow. Off to our left here. Okay, let's maintain... Oh! Wind is trying to flip us over. So I'll start configuring about 5 miles from the field. We'll slow down, make sure everything is set up. I'm just going to turn my landing lights on now. Now, I've watched a couple of bush flying videos, and what people recommend is hugging the side of the valley, because if you fly straight down the valley, you're not going to have as much space as if you hug one side of the valley, and then if you need to turn around, you can just turn around. If you yeah, living at 11,000, you need to carry an extra oxygen tank. I'm just guessing these guys are just hardcore. If you were to have them fly and have the aircraft depressurized, they'd probably wonder why everyone is falling asleep. Okay, so I'm gonna hug the right hand side of the valley just so I have a good view off to the left if we need to turn around. The glare is not helping, honestly, but we'll just keep it like this. Okay, looks like we went down the right valley. But at least I hope so. Okay, now I do not know honestly what to look for, so I'm just gonna monitor my distance to the airfield. Right now we're about 10 miles from the airfield. So our point of no return, as we discussed, was 2 miles. So if I get to 2 miles from the airfield, it's getting bumpy now. And we are still not in visual conditions. Well, what's gonna happen is we'll just turn around. And I'm gonna try and hug the side of the valley here. Now, I would want to hug the left-hand side because it's gonna give me better visibility. Because we're gonna make a right-hand turn towards the airfield. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, just recently there was a crash. A firefighting aeroplane flew straight into a mountain because of the exact reason. So they were doing firefighting and they probably lost some situation awareness. I know this is some speculation, but they flew straight into a mountain. So I'm guessing they turned the wrong direction. And the only reason why they carried 2 engine planes or twins is for the redundancy, because right now if my engine fails, what am I gonna do? Let's just have a look here. What am I gonna do now? And there's farms here. You see, guys are farming at 11,000 feet. Okay, I'd probably head down towards the valley, as I said, because look at how high the peak is over there. It's just so intimidating. Okay, we're about 5 miles. I'm gonna start configuring. So I'm gonna slow the aircraft down to the wide arc, and then we're gonna go 10 degrees of flap. I hope I'm not approaching the airfield from the wrong direction. But a good steep turn would get us out of this. Now, one thing to be aware of is as your bank angle increases, geez, look at how high the peaks are here. And I bet you there's a house up there somewhere, and there's someone chilling there looking at the planes flying below their house. But oh geez, look how high the peaks are. Okay, so we're gonna go 10 degrees of flap. Now this sim goes 20 degrees of flap, so I'm just gonna lift it a little bit. There we go. So 10 degrees of flap are set, and we're flying down the valley. And I'm starting on life. I'm saying I'm not nervous right now. Yeah, honestly, this would be very epic to fly in real life, eh? Simply, that's what I'm saying. It's epic slash terrifying. And you can imagine if it was IMC. So, for example, let me just bring the clouds down and still have some space. Oh, okay, not that bad. But that would be terrifying, honestly. Yeah, we still have some space to turn around if we need to. Going through this next valley. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, geez. We're over at the airport. What I was saying, you don't know what to look for. Okay, we have a little bit of space. I'm gonna give myself 20 degrees of flap and do a steep turn to the left. but just beware that your speed increases, your stall speed, sorry, increases as you bank. Just keep it coordinated. Okay, looks like there's our airfield. We're on a left downwind with a runway. I'm gonna extend my downwind a little bit. I know this is not true to real life, but I'm gonna go as close as possible to the mountains before turning around. Okay, let's go prop full forward.
500.
And I'm gonna go full flap now. Start my turn. 9,800, there we go. So we're below our minimums now. And I'm pitching for about 80 knots. Okay, so we're beyond the point of no return right now. We must make the import. Oh, watch your speed. Alright guys, brace positions. There's no going around from this. If you have a look at the go-around path, it's ridiculously epic. I'm just gonna record the landing now, just so we can see a replay. Oh jeez, there's the illusion. I'm getting below the actual airfield elevation, and we have a crosswind. Ooh.
500.
Okay, I'm not comfortable with this, but we're beyond the point of no return. Huh. Whew. Oh. Keep the nose down, Martin. Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is why you have a point of no return. Oh wow, that's ridiculous. Now what happened is I was focusing on recording the landing and I got unstable. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, lesson here kids is do not focus on two things at once. Okay, let me just record this now so I don't forget it. Hey, attempt number 2. That was ridiculous. Flew straight into the mountain. Okay, flaps are set 20. Famous last word. But the illusion got me. It got me very well. Okay, let's calm down. So it might look weird, like you're flying a little bit, a lot higher than you should be. Which, okay, looks like I lost the field now. Oh, there we go. There's a runway. Okay, so this is the good height. This is what picture I should maintain right now. A little bit high. I'm past the point of no return again. And the illusion is getting me again. Because it looks like I'm miles up. But I'm actually right where I need to be. Okay, we just need to match the slope first before we cut the power. So I'm gonna raise the nose first. Oh geez, the illusion is getting me again. Okay, crosswind. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh geez, I'll take that. I'll take that one as there. I will take that any day. Welcome to Lukla Airport. Oh, jeez. I have massive respect for these pilots now. Jeez. That was difficult. The illusion is what gets you the most, because you do not expect to see a runway looking like that. Okay, I'm just gonna park it here, and my frames are dropping. Do we have space though? Oh jeez, it's not gonna be a good parking job. Oh, you know what? We'll just take it. Okay. Welcome to Lukla, everybody. Jeez, that was difficult. Honestly, I went into this thinking, okay, I did a practice approach and it was fine, but I think it's because of the weight difference. I came in and I was messing up the speed, but geez, that's terrifying. Okay, let's have a look at the replay. Okay, so I'm going to set the camera. But the fact that you have no horizon doesn't give you any, it doesn't make it any better. I just looked at my altitude and I was like, what? I'm at 9.3 already. And that's my airfield elevation. So towards the end there, I was actually climbing up towards the airfield. Oh wow, that's difficult. That's very difficult. I've seen some bush flying videos and I've been to some tough strips in this game, but this is the toughest challenge so far. I'm happy I made it on the ground. What's going on in my camera? Okay, I need to unlock it. Looks like it's locked for a target.
I've been looking for you, baby. I've been looking for a lady. I've been looking for a best friend.
Oh jeez. Didn't help that we had a crosswind as well. Ah, the wheel wasn't in the grass. It wasn't in the grass, so I'm taking that. That was an amazing landing, guys. It was an amazing landing. And my frames are suffering quite, quite badly. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Where did the replay? Oh, what is going on with the camera? Like my camera is not moving now. Okay, let me get the camera sorted out and then okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna put it down in the touchdown area here. And then we're just gonna watch that approach. But this angle, this slope is so steep. I don't know how these guys managed to do this on a daily. Fast forward a little bit. Okay, there we go. There comes the caravan. And you can see the illusion is just already grabbing me. And there's a party going on in the in the cabin with the pink lights. Oh yeah, the crosswind. Oh! I didn't go into the grass. Oh, the party is still going on. I honestly wouldn't want to be any of these passengers here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lukla. It's been quite the stream, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any more suggestions, as I said, drop them in the comments. Thanks for all the guys that joined this stream all the way to the end. I'm just going to shut down the aircraft and we're going to be on our way. Okay, so just let the replay finish. Oh jeez, my frames are dying. I'm getting like 4 frames a second. Yeah, but I'm not gonna doubt your homeboy. Look at them shit. So now they look like monkeys, people. Now they look like humans. They look like chimps, people. Okay. So shutting down the aircraft. I'm not sure how the aircraft is shut down here. All I know is what to turn the inertia separator on. Is we're going to feather the engine. Let's make sure those lights are off, and then bring the power back. And the boys just vanished. It's popping in and out of existence. And I can turn my avionics off. And masters can go off as well. Right, everybody. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you have any more epic ideas, this was quite the stream. This is quite the stream. And I'll never doubt these guys ever again, because that was amazing. Yeah, as I said, keep them, drop some ideas in the comments, and then we'll see you in the next one. So hopefully next week we'll have another stream, and I'll catch you guys later. I'm just gonna leave you with some sick beats now.
Watching all my friends leave, oh God. Cry myself to sleep, 'cause it's the only way I dream. Changing my appearance for yeah. Making myself speak, 'cause I'm alone and I'm scared.